Hi there, welcome to English with Shahi, and I'm Shahi. Today we're going to have another cool conversation, and it's going to be about movies. It's not going to be about I like this movie, I don't like this movie, but it's going to be more of an analysis thing. And you can talk about this with other people, or even as an assignment. It will be helpful for you. I know you guys really enjoyed the last video, so I put this one together just for you. So let's do this. It's gonna be fun, fun, fun. Hi. I'm so glad you can make it. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. So, what's happening? The movie the other day, it's called Loving Vincent. I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah, that's that Van Gogh movie, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one. Not sure. Come to think of it, yeah, that's the one with a blurry picture with lots of specks, isn't it? A bit weird. Yes and no. Okay, it's not really a blurry picture. It's actually presented like Van Gogh's art, you know, his style of painting. It's not a blurry picture. Why would you say? Well, I don't think he represented it well. I don't think his art was speckled and blurry, was it? Never mind. I'm guessing you didn't like it, did you? Well, actually, some parts of it I did. But I think, you know what? It was missing a lot of the story because it was told in third person. Yeah, I know it was told in third person, but what do you mean? What was missing? I think it covered everything. Well, there's another movie. Surprise, surprise. It's called At Eternity's Gate. And it's about him as well. So, in that movie, it's just like a normal movie. Now, the character is played by somebody called William Dafoe. Do you think it was better than Loving Vincent? Is that what you're saying? Well, you know what? The picture was clear. I can tell you that much. And in that movie, Loving Vincent, there were lots of aspects of Van Gogh's life that were missing. Of course, you're the expert. Why don't you tell us what you mean by that? Well, in Loving Vincent, as it was in At Eternity's Gate, I didn't see him move into that, that yellow house. Sorry, not house, but that room that he has paintings of. There is a yellow room in his paintings, right? And he has like the chair and other things and shoes in it. And in Loving Vincent, they didn't show that part where he stayed in that room and he talked to this random woman. And she tells him that he's smelling, this kind of things that he didn't look after himself. And we learn about what kind of personality he had. Is that all that was missing? That she told him that he was smelling and that he needed a bath and that he lived in that yellow room? Of course not. That was so ridiculous. How can only that be missing? Actually, he also goes to that mental asylum, and because he's staying with that man, one of the other artists, and then it becomes like a big issue. Who was that artist? Is it Jim or something? Oh my God, you are really silly, aren't you? It's not Jim. It's Paul Gauguin. He is a famous artist. Don't you even know that much? Anyway, what happens is he goes to the asylum and then he talks to a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist says, "Oh, you gave Paul this ear." But in the other movie, they don't show that the ear was for Paul. They show that he gives it to this woman. So there's like that confusion. If you haven't read a book about him, if you don't know about him, you're gonna think, oh yeah, he gave that ear to a woman, but actually it was for his friend. Would he cut off something else instead of his ear? That would be really bad. That's so ridiculous. He probably would have died if he cut off something else. And why would he do that and give it to another man? Shut up. Just you to say something like that. I don't believe you saying that. I might be crazy, but at least I'm not chopping body parts off and giving them to people. Right. But they say that he was schizophrenic, right? He had like a double personality. So sometimes he was this nice guy, and then other times he was this crazy person. Well, yeah, in Eternity's Gate. And he's crying and stuff, and he says to the psychiatrist, or there is a menacing spirit that is trying to kill me. So, and then he goes on to say that sometimes he does. Maybe he has a fight where he gets angry or this. And then when he wakes up, he finds that he can't remember what happened exactly. What if he's just saying that to cover up his actions? You're good at making up stuff, aren't you? I don't think that's what happened. Yeah, you're right. Actually, they don't have that in Loving Vincent. They do show that he suffered a lot. I think even from his childhood, like he was portrayed as a sorry case. Eternity's Gate, they often showed him as an angry person, maybe. And he tried lots of jobs. He says that he can't do anything else but paint. So, he paints. Well, that is quite sad, isn't it? And you know what? You can't be a great artist without feeling broken. I mean, art is just not beautiful until you show pain in it. Well, kind of, yeah. You don't always have to be sad to be able to paint. I don't think that's true. Well, and he did say his art was for people who weren't born yet. That means that he painted in a rebellious way compared to what other people were painting in that time. He had his own style, basically. He didn't want to copy everybody else, which is kind of nice as well. Yeah, but how can a man cut off his own ear? I'm just thinking that. How can you be capable of doing something like that? Self-harm. It's awful, isn't it? Desperation. Maybe it means like, here's my ear. I'm always going to listen to. No, I don't think so somehow. But I also don't think that he killed himself. They said that at that time he was quite happy. He was a happy person that time and he wasn't depressed. So, I don't think so either. But he should have reported it or something, isn't it? Or maybe he had something to hide and that's why he didn't report. He said, oh, nobody's to blame. Nobody's to... Yeah, maybe he was hiding something. Or maybe he wasn't hiding it. Or maybe he just wanted to, not report that guy because he felt that the guy was giving him something in life that other people didn't. Yeah, we can only insinuate, isn't it? We can't really know. And I think I've got other things in my life I need to worry about than how Vincent van Gogh died. Anyway, what do you think? Would you watch that movie again or not? It was informative, but it wasn't like, oh my God, wow, I want to watch it again or something. What about you? Would you watch any of you? And you watched 2 of the movies, didn't you? Do you have a preference or what? Do you like them both? No, not really. I don't like them. I mean, it was interesting to watch them, but it's not something I want to watch again. Because I think it's time for us to get going to the coffee shop and meet the others. Yeah, let's go. All right, then that is the end of the conversation. So they were talking about 2 different movies, and it was funny at times. I thought it was funny at times. So sometimes you have a concept of a movie, which means you have a main idea, and then there are themes. With themes, there are different themes that are like subheadings within a movie. So there can be love and hate. There can be suspense, like a murder mystery, betrayal. So you can analyze, you can use key ideas, you can use keywords like contrast, depicted. So if you watch it again, then you will see that I've used keywords throughout the conversation to help you. If you need to analyze literature, if you need to analyze a video, then you can use that. Contrast. Contrast is black and white. 2 different things are. Okay, so it's absolutely lovely to have you here again with me. And also, remember to connect with me on Instagram. Share it with somebody who can, find it useful. And that's the important thing, isn't it? Because sharing is caring. See you soon in another awesome conversation. I know you want that, don't you? Take care and bye for now.